What's up guys, welcome back to another video here on the DGA group channel. And I've been thinking a lot about having a new series on the channel, and I figured out that I will be doing one, and I'm gonna call it the review couch. Not to be confused by any other couch. The review couch will be a series where I'll be discussing replicas that I have or have owned in the past, and give my honest opinion on them. This video is not sponsored, this whole series is not sponsored at this point by any manufacturer that will be giving me replicas or anything, so this is 100% honest reviews about the replicas and how I feel about them, or how any other DGA members feel about them. Today we're going to start with something that has been, it has been on my mind for a long time to make this review. And as you can see in the thumbnail and also obviously in the name, it's going to be about the Mark 18 Mtw, or Mtw Mark 18. When I started playing Airsoft, I had this particular replica. It's Specna Arms Mark 18. It was my first replica, not exactly this one because I actually sold mine. This one was from Dragonman. I bought it off of him a couple of months ago for a spare, and also for my girlfriend when she wants to play, of course. So the Mark 18 has a special spot in my heart. It's an amazing replica. I love the looks of it. And when Mtw announced that they were going to make a Mark 18, I was really stoked for it, to the point that I was deciding that I'm going to buy one. They're not cheap, I'm not going to lie about it, they're really expensive. But if you look at the performance, they're definitely worth it. Which might be a spoiler for the rest of the video, but I'm just being honest. Dragonman had the same idea, that's why I have his old one. He bought the same one with the same stock, so basically the same configuration except for the front. It has the same front as my actual Mark 18 has, which I have laying right beside me here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the actual Mtw Mark 18, and it is an absolute beast of a replica. It is all CNC metal or aluminium. It has a licensed grip, A2 grip, as well as a licensed stock. It has engraved or laser engraved markings on there, which I'll show from the other side, as well as a Mark 18 and licensed handguard. This particular one is fitted with a flashlight and well as a suppressor, which actually works. That's kind of nice, and a Vortex T1 or Vortex Crossfire, as well as some recording stuff. Now, I bought the replica, I think about a month or 3 months ago. I've been playing it ever since. I don't even touch my replicas at this point, which is kind of sad. But it's an absolute beast. It is running at about 82 PSI, which is very effective, very efficient. This thing blasts anybody that comes in the range, which is also a lot of range. It has about 70 meters. Which is quite significant. I have to say I don't have it tuned fully because I'm still getting used to everything, especially with HPA, because I have never had HPA before. So it's always got a bit of a challenge to get everything sorted. So same goes for the scope, which is a bit of an issue with my ear, or with my my headset. The replica is fitted with the Spartan FTU, so it's fully programmable from the sensitivity of the trigger up to the rate of fire, up to whatever you would like for the trigger to do. So mine, for example, is set on safe, semi, and full auto. Full auto is 21 RPS, so it's well within the Dutch limits, or I should say probably within the field limits, I should say, because it's not actually a real rule yet in the Netherlands. For example, Dragonman has his set on semi and then burst. Burst is at 35 RPS, so it bursts really quickly. So everything can be set within the FTU. Absolutely amazing. The engine itself is so nice. It's really quiet as well, as you can hear in the background if I put when I put the footage on. It is a speed trigger as well, so you can fire extremely quickly, which is also a downside, I believe, because it makes this replica, even on semi, extremely overpowered, and even, I think, would say dangerous in the hands of somebody who has a very speedy finger like me. I will be very honest, and I will say that 9 out of 10 times I will be slightly overshooting, in the sense that I'm not really, I'm putting a trigger almost as fast as any AEG will do on auto, which is on fields where semi is mandatory, is a bit of a rude thing for me to do. So I'm not going to be, you know, I have to be honest on that part as well. It has a rotary hop-up system, so you can just turn the wheel. I've got mine currently set at 8, I think, which is quite high. But you can adjust it on the go as well, because obviously it's a rotary. You don't need any tools for it. You can just, you know, hop it up. The regulator wise is, of course, is on the bottle. There's no internal regulator like, for example, the Tipman. And yeah, it's just such an amazing replica. It is definitely one, I think, the best one that I currently own. And this is coming from a guy that owns a TM 416 with everything you can think of inside. Don't let her hear it because she might actually get mad. Of course, there are aftermarkets as well. So there is an MTW with a Mark 18 kit, which is not the same. It's made by an aftermarket company. This one comes fully from MTW. They are a limited edition, so if you are able to buy one still, you are going to be lucky, because as far as I can tell on the internet, they're actually being sold out everywhere. And I'm fairly certain they're not being produced anymore. So it's going to be a rare one as well. As I said, it has all the laser engravings, so Daniel Defense, of course, Mark 18, caliber, the serial number on this side as well. It feeds from a variety of magazines. I have had the PTS 250s, so PTS EPMs, EPM 1s, EPMSs, the 170 rounders. I had officially the actual MTW magazines, which I don't recommend, even though they have the actual bolt stop. It is definitely, you know, a problem that they just don't work. I hate the MTW magazines that are standard, and I do not recommend them, especially, you know, yes, there's a bolt stop, but that's about it. That's the only benefit you have. And truth is, if you listen to your replica, you will hear when it's empty anyway. So just, you know, fire, it's empty, reload, and be done. R250 rounders overpowered? Yes, they are, especially when you don't need to reload, but it's a whole different discussion that we are going to be doing in another video. It also runs SEMA mags, it also runs Specna Arms mags, so basically any mag that is a standard or Stanek form factor will be fitting in this one, apart of course from the Tokyo Marui for next gens and everything, but those are especially for next gens, so don't buy them for this particular gun or replica. Suppressor wise, it is quite loud actually for an MTW. I'm not sure why this is the case. I've heard MTWs are very, very quiet. This one does make a bit more sound in my, I think. I'm not have a decibel meter, so I'm not really sure. Suppressor does really help with it, and it makes a very quiet gun. So honestly guys, if you can get one, buy one. That's my advice for it. Are there any downsides? Yes. As I said before, of course, the trigger is very, very, you know, barely need anything to do the trigger. So, you know, overshooting people is a definite issue with this gun. Also, of course, HPA is an issue in the sense that not all fields actually have refitting stations. So if you're out of air, you're done. Same goes for, of course, the FTU. If you don't have a battery, you're done as well. The battery is, you know, it is a different connection, so you can't actually get a normal Dean's on there, which I understand because it's a very small battery, 700 or 350 milliamps. That's the downside, probably on this replica as well. So if you don't have a battery in there, your HPA won't work, which I think most HPA guns have anyway. This is how you, by the way, get it out. Other than that, it's absolutely amazing. It's really lightweight as well. I'm trying to get it back in. Of course, it doesn't work. There you go. It's lightweight as well. I've put on some attachments, so it does make it a bit heavier. Of course, the mag ball. But other than that, it feels absolutely sturdy. There's almost no wobble. Just a little bit, because obviously it's two different sides, but the wobble is very it's negligible. The stock itself feels very solid. There is no real stock wiggle, even though there is like a special, you know, what do you call it, like a sling mount on there. The sling mount is not included, so you have to buy a separate sling mount, and I do recommend doing this, because obviously you don't want to be running around with a 1250 euro replica, apart from the attachments, and not be able to actually, you know, put it somewhere. You can theoretically put a QD here, but I don't recommend it because, you know, honestly, this is still polymer. And having a attachment up here, it's much more solid. So I have a mag ball there, and they're not really cheap, which was a surprise. Another welcome surprise, to be quite fair, but other than that, it's a really solid one. Attachment wise, it has a wrist reel or a Picatinny reel, so you can fit anything that has Picatinny. Suppressor wise, it's all 14 centimeter or 14 millimeter counterclockwise, so it's all fitting every possible barrel attachment you can think of. The barrel itself, though, it does extend a little bit, so let me show you guys. So that's something to keep in mind if you're mounting an actual suppressor or anything. The barrel itself will extend out of the actual thread, so you have to keep that in mind. When you're having a suppressor with foam, for example, it might actually be intervening with the foam at some point. This one doesn't have that, fortunately, so we're happy for that part. I always mess up how I put these things on. There we go. It's always a messing thing to do. All right, so that's it for the review. As I said before, I like it. You know, if you can buy it, buy it. HPA is expensive, so don't feel bad if you can't redo it. They're overpowered. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's one of the best buys I've ever done, but they're really, really overpowered. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, of course, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment saying what you think about this, or any, for that matter, MTW. I'll catch you guys in the next one.